Let me tell you my story.
My skin is always like this. Let's talk about sex.
And put an end to fossil fuel exploitation to prevent environmental catastrophe.
Good morning. My name is Alex, and my Greenstone is what is home. The house. It is the physical space. It is a place where you spend most nights. It is one of the four. It is your stereotypical. It is your stereotypical four walls and a roof. It is one of the four basic needs we need to survive. It is a site of protection and safety from the unknown. The home. Now the home is where the heart is. And the home has different definitions to different people. But to me, the home is where the people I care about are. It is a place where you feel the most safe and most comfortable being yourself. In the summer of 2015, I had the opportunity to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity. For those of you who do not know what Habitat for Humanity is, it is a huge nonprofit that builds affordable housing for low-income families all over the world. And since the time they were founded, they've built over 900,000 homes, and our Bali project have built over 400. The houses we built for the families. The houses we built were for families, although I could not tell whose kids belonged to who because they're always together. The village was very remote, and the villagers would always be there for each other and to watch after their kids. The families all did similar jobs: farming flowers, mandarins, and working as daily laborers. The daily laborers, for example, are the guys we see on the bypass with shovels. The houses we built the houses they lived in were not the nicest. They were made out of pieces of wood with wide gaps in between. And the roof was made out of asbestos that my boss insisted that no one go near it. When it rained, which is rare in North Bali, but when it did, the compressed earth would flood. The roof would leak, and the gaps would let water in. The houses that we built were small. It had two bedrooms, a common area, and a bathroom outside. The reason why there was no kitchen in this house, because they still cooked on an open fire, and the smoke is not safe for the children. The walls were made out of cinder brick, and the roof of metal sheets, and there was one window in each room that let in much needed light, and there was two light bulbs in this whole house. This house costed 10 million rupiah. After I first came back, after my first 2 weeks away, my mom told me I changed. I was more confident. I improved my Indonesian, and I could talk to strangers without feeling as nervous. To be honest, I truly felt blessed. The families that the teams and I built for were always so thankful and ended in tears of joy. Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist, and he created the hierarchy of needs in 1943. Our psychological needs are our basic needs: food, water, shelter, sleep, and air. Our safety needs: financial safety, health and well-being, protection from the elements. Love and belonging is self-explanatory. Esteem for the people around you as well as yourself. Esteem is the respect and high regard directly towards a person. And self-actualization is described as finding your true potential in life. Now, when I look at this triangle, I see it directly references the house and the home. The two bottom, safety and psychological, correspond to the physical house. And the three above correspond to the necessities of a home. In the Soviet Union, on April 26, 1986, at 1:23 a.m., reactor number 4 at the Chemobil nuclear power plant exploded. It released 400 times the quantity of radioactive particles than the bomb dropped in Hiroshima over modern East Europe and West Russia. It caused a fire that burned for over 10 days and continued to smoke for the next decade. The result was the worst nuclear disaster in history. And to this day, Chemobil is an untouched time capsule into the USSR because it is still closed off from the world, even after 30 years. Why would anyone want to live here? Because it is home. Because it is home. Now, 116,000 families were forced to leave their homes, and over 1,200 returned. As one woman and her family were being evacuated for a second time said to a soldier who stopped them, she said, "Shoot me and dig the grave. Otherwise, we are staying." Now, there are about 100 of these women, 100 of these people still there, and they're all in their 70s and 80s, and they are the last true resident of Chemobil. These people have been through so much, through the genocide by starvation by Stalin in the 30s, where over 7.5 million people died, and by the Nazis in the 40s. These people have a deep connection to their home. It is where they lived since a child. It is where their parents lived and passed away in. It is where their children were born. It is where their families are. It is where their animals are, and their gardens. The self-seller's idea of house and home are the same place, and each room holds countless memories. For those who left and never returned have suffered the same symptoms of relocated people everywhere. Depression, anxiety, and anger are all too common. Although thyroid cancer and other radioactive diseases are all too common in the past and current residents of Chemobil, the people who stayed have lived 10 years longer than those who've left. This is how much of our world still is today. We have lived in the same place all our life, same city, same country, even sometimes same house. Now, I'm not saying that our parents screwed up by dragging us out here and we will die 10 years early because of it. These people are truly happy living here. And the people of Chemobil grew up in an area of Soviet thinking and truly believe that motherland is motherland. That is why they refuse to leave. So is happiness and patriotism the key to long life? Well, that is not my Greenstone. The Green School is an international community full of multicultural people. A few months ago, I sent out a survey. Thank you. I got almost 120 responses. Thank you if you filled out the survey. The question to what is home got similar answers to my own, and it can be expressed in one word: family. We chose family because it's the one thing consistent in our lives. I know it's the one thing consistent in my life. I'm a third culture kid, but really now an adult. A third culture kid is someone who spends a large portion of their developmental years outside of their parents' culture or cultures. I have moved to a new country every 5 years, so I know that a house is just full of things, and a home is full of the people you love. But what happens when you lose the one thing consistent in your life? Over, over the last 4 years of my high school, come to a close in about a week, I am confronted to the question of what happens when I lose the one constant thing in my life. To be honest, I don't really know. This is something I can't read on the internet or in books, and it's something I have to be experienced firsthand. My conclusion for you today is you have to show is that you need to do something for your family today, whether it's cook them dinner tonight or the day after or even the whole week. Or let your parents go out for a date once in a while. And you can take care of your brother or sister or both. Thank you.